Never Dry is an exhibition at the Center for Contemporary Art in Lagos.
It's an exhibition exploring the evolution of the Lagos coastline at the Center for Contemporary Art, which takes its name from a long-term photographic series by Kimbode Akimbi, who has been observing the shifting rhythms of the shoreline since 1982.
Sea Never Dry is a long-term project. I've been doing it since 1982, and I'm still continuing. It's about the sea, about the Atlantic Ocean, but other oceans as well, Pacific, Indian Ocean, and I go to the beaches and make photographs of the beach, of the people at the beach, of the architecture, all kinds of things.
The concept actually came through in a workshop that we attended with the Goethe Institute last year, and some of the conversation was around the erasure of public spaces in Nigeria. No more recreational spaces like parks, and almost all of our beaches becoming privatized. And then thinking about iconic spaces like Bar Beach and the fact that someone like myself and the younger generation have never been to Bar Beach. And so it was really exciting for us to be able to restage Bar Beach and to open up our gallery as a space, a site for many people who have never actually been able to access the beach.
I mean, I think it's a phrase that means your money never runs, you never run out of money, right? It's like your money will never finish. So I think the idea that the Bar Beach will never finish is something quite scary, because I know Akimbode Akimbi said earlier that even though we keep filling it, eventually the sea is going to come back, right? We know this. We know that the sea is going to fight back eventually, and it's going to come back stronger. So you see, Never Dry. It's dry on the surface now because not everybody can access it, but it's going to come back. We know this. So it's quite poetic, and it's also quite ominous in the sense of what we should look forward to.
The pictures capture a democratic space, social stage, and site of contemplation where people once gathered, interacted, and enjoyed the cool and relaxing atmosphere.
There was Bar Beach. There is no Bar Beach again. What you have is the co-Atlantic status, which is what Bar Beach has been forced into. I say forced because people paid to push other people out of the Bar Beach. When I was growing up in Lagos in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, Bar Beach was a very strong part of my childhood. We went to the beach on weekends. We went for festive occasions. And then, when you go to the Bar Beach, you see the Aladura people. You could just walk there and just put your feet in the sand, put your foot in the water. So for me, selling off the Bar Beach is some sort of displacement.
Very, very sad. The first major destruction was Bar Beach. For me, this is like a big cut into my heart, because I loved Bar Beach, actually. And so it's very, very sad. But all the other beaches are now disappearing because they're building this coastal road from Lagos to Calabar. So it's very, very sad. And I think actually it's important for people to have access to the sea and through beaches. It's very, very important.
For the gallery, the exhibition is a profound reflection on the vanishing coastlines of Lagos, specifically the loss of public spaces to development.
When you keep pushing the water, in a way, the water pushes back. And just like Mr. Kimbode mentioned earlier, we, in a way, Lagos, we are going to turn our backs against the water, which should not be so. And in a way, even when who suffers, we can look at the question of who suffers from this gentrification going on and who benefits, because the people are still the people. Like, we are all Lagosians, but it's not a thing of, if you are not rich, you don't benefit from it. But the aftermath of this whole sand filling, of stealing sand from the sea and whatnot, would later on bite us in the back, because the sea would later fight back. And I don't think Lagos really has that capacity to an extent, because Lagos is surrounded by water, and we don't want a situation whereby the sea fights back, because it will be very brutal, and there will be this crazy erosion that is going to take place, and it will be so hard to manage.
The take home is please love your country, love the coastal line, and maybe even come together to fight for, ask for beaches.
The Sea Never Dry exhibition continues at the Center for Contemporary Art in Lagos, exploring the life of water with a panel discussion on the road to Bar Beach and more.